to E.T. Tan, because I think Dato Seri also mentioned early on that we need to be agile. But ADI itself, it's structured in the sense that you have to undergo 18 months. And AI force us to change probably on a daily basis. Things are coming up, prop up on our timeline every now and then, new solutions. So what's the right mindset when now we have this onslaught of AI and we have Akademi dalam industri?
First of all, thank you very much once again to MPC and Dr. J for being here. I really appreciate that. Regarding the question, I'll go straight to it. In my observation, the environment is the one that we have to think about today. The environment, the technology, the markets is basically all the things we are hearing in the last 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. The speed of technology is moving really fast, very fast. We didn't really hear about AI 2.5 years ago. Now everything is. Okay. We've got systems in place that we're trying to get more people into work, and ADI is a really good model to do that. The question now is, how do we cope with change? To cope with change, we have to do 3 things. We have to understand. The first, technology is really moving. So if you're trying to train people for 18 months, it's not going to work. That's the first part. Industry already knows how to do that. Without ADI, industry knows how to train people. What ADI does is it puts in a structure to say at the end of this, you will get a certificate. The issue is the certification period. You have to do it at the beginning to know what's coming out at the end. And that is a delaying factor. We actually need to be a lot more flexible because things have to change, will change. So that's the second part. We have to find a way to manage what certificate you're going to have at the end, because whilst you're going through the 18 months, things are changing and the industry knows what to change. But if the qualification process says, if you change, your certificate no longer valid, that's not going to work, right? That will actually slow things down, in fact. So that's the second part I just want to be able to kind of share. The third is actually even more important, bigger macro picture, is the pipeline. Well, the way we're dealing with things is that we know what's missing, we fill it up, we call it ADI, and we know the end result in 18 months. That's knowing what you want to have. But actually, it's the kinds of training you need today is about flexibility, critical thinking, how to, as Dato Sri says, you have to have the emotional EQ, you need to know how to work. Those things have to be at the beginning of the process. So the pipeline should be how to prepare the people before they come to the beginning of the pipeline. So that part, right now, if it doesn't change, the obstacle, the bar is going to get higher and higher. Because coming into ADI at the beginning, you're now requiring a lot more change to be able to deal with. You can't train that much change unless at the beginning of the pipeline, people already have a certain way. So I'm talking personally of how do we ensure the education pipeline prepares our students to come out of SPM, STPM, or even as YB Sim explained this morning about Mr. Lim, who doesn't even have anything except standard 6, right? People to be able to know how to cope before they go in. So that pipeline, I think, also needs to be improved because ADI is already doing it in process, in situ, in the organization. But to make it even better, the beginning of the pipeline needs to be polished up. That's my view of how we should be able to, because I didn't say anything about AI, I didn't say anything about robotics. We don't know what else is going to come later when they combine. The most important part is how do we as a system develop and cope with change?
Right.